Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mike Cariglio. Most of you know me as Pappy. Mike Cariglio's second podcast. And today's guest is another artist, a friend of mine. His name is Kurt Lonka, and he's a chalk artist, which is a very unique art form. And he's going to talk, and we're going to talk all about it today. So let's get started. Hi, Kurt.
Hey, how's
Welcome
it going, Mike?
to the.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Welcome to the podcast. So I have a question for you. How did you get started doing chalk drawings? I mean, it's such a unique thing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how it happened. It was there was a chalk festival that was in my hometown.
A festival.
And
Okay.
they decided they were going to have all these artists just kind of create their own thing, and I got asked to be one of the artists to be featured in it, and it was just amazing.
Cool.
I saw a guy from Chicago come down that did these things that were called anamorphic, which means it.
Anamorphic.
Yeah, so you have one focal point.
Anamorphic.
And you stand in that spot. And until you stand in that spot, you don't see it. And you don't even see it until you look through a camera. If you don't look through a camera, because that's how it's created, you're creating it while looking through a camera, and that's how you make it do
So
the
anamorphic is like an effect. It's like a
Yes.
kind of like an effect that you do with perspective.
Yes, it is like its own perspective, and its perspective is through a phone. So your phone will actually change the way it looks. Not
So
just
you mean
closing
taking
one
a
eye.
picture of your art afterwards with a phone, you can actually see
Yes.
that kind of anamorphic effect?
That is my intention of my artwork comes
Okay.
from that photo. So if you want to see what it was supposed to be what is supposed to look like is through a camera.
And
So-
folks, if you take a look at the screen right now, you'll see that there's a picture of me standing on a can. And the can is actually a flat drawing, but the way Kurt drew it, it gives you the effect of it gives you a 3D effect, that anamorphic 3D effect. So you'll see that on the screen, and so that just to give you an idea how that looks. So Kurt, what do you live here in Ocala?
I do.
You currently live in Ocala?
live, we're in the Ocala area. So we're out on a farm. We're out in the country. So we
Okay.
are a little farther outside of Ocala. But
Oh, that's right. Recently I visited his farm, and it was a wonderful experience. He has a great property. And what is the name of that? Where you live? What is that? It's not Ocala, right? It's
no, it is Morriston. We're in Morriston.
Morriston.
Yes.
Morriston. Okay. And he's got these beautiful horses, and he's got a wonderful horse ranch there. And it was really a pleasure visiting you there.
And it was fun to have you out. It was a great time.
Oh, wow. Well, Kurt has been doing all kinds of stuff around the city of Ocala. In fact, I saw him recently at we had the county fair.
Oh, yes. I did 10 days. I drew 10 different drawings, probably even more than 10 different drawings. But I did different drawings throughout the whole fair, and I did a live event. So what I've started to do is kind of create these live events that are interactive where people can help me color them in, or they could just, see me do
So in other words, you do a drawing on the floor, on the concrete, you draw on any
on the
surface.
floor. Usually the floor is usually
Yeah.
what I work on,
So-
because I'm used to doing the chalk drawings that pop up off the ground. So even
Okay.
if it's not anamorphic, I still draw on the ground. I don't really
Okay.
paint on walls.
Okay,
I'll do walls too.
so
but-
you actually, with the chalk, you literally draw on the, on the concrete, on the
Pavement,
pavement, the blacktop.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Like that.
So that's interesting. Is there a special chalk that you use, or?
There's a lot of variety of chalks, and there's ones that are really, great to use, but they get to be kind of expensive. So
I
what
see.
I've tried to do is I try to use the stuff you can buy at Walmart, and
Okay.
the stuff, and you can't really buy a black, so I use charcoal. I'll use
Oh, is that right?
charcoal that you cook
There's
with.
no black in the colored chalk that you buy?
There is,
There is.
and
that's-
the stuff you buy at Walmart usually has like a gray. It's not really a black.
It's not a, yeah.
And they'll usually have a white in there, but
Okay. And the good thing is, well, I guess it's a sad thing, because after you do all this nice artwork, it washes away. The rain washes it away. But at least for the moment, it's fun.
yeah. So I think I found that it's kind of cathartic to let your artwork be washed away because you work really, really hard on it, and it lets you let go of your artwork. And as being an artist, I always had the worst time trying to let go of my artwork, letting other people see it.
Yeah.
And doing that and letting it get washed away, it really has helped me be able to share my artwork.
Really cool, really cool. So I noticed that when I saw you at the fair, you had like these giant blow-ups of your chalk drawings that you printed out.
Yes.
So you bring those already printed, and it's almost like you did a chalk drawing, and now you have it on a large poster like piece of paper or whatever.
Yes, like a banner material.
Like a banner material.
It's a rollout, yeah.
It's a rollout, and you bring that so that you can bring like multiple drawings or anamorphic chalk drawings already done.
Yes.
And put that on display, which I thought was very interesting.
So people don't have to wait and sit there to watch me do a whole drawing. They can kind of see one done already, and that way it gives them an idea of what I'm working on or how it's going to look when I get done.
Well, that's...
Because I've had so many people come up and look at my stuff while I'm working on it, and they'd be like, oh, I don't get it. I just don't know what that is.
Okay, so, I see. So until it's done, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a tutorial just to kind of show people what's
awesome, awesome. So how do you come up with these ideas for your drawings? I mean, you just think about, you think in your head what would look cool, and you just kind of like put it on the pavement or put it on your poster paper or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I try to get ideas for events, like people usually have a theme or something, and I try to create something for that theme. But yeah, a lot of times I'll just, I come up with multiple ideas, and then I kind of, when I go to an event, I'll just kind of decide right there at the last moment which one I'm going to go with.
Cool.
I have lots of sketches.
That is awesome.
And,
Let's take the time to look at some of Kurt's artwork. Very nice. That was some really nice stuff. Kurt, I see you have a coloring book here. This is a coloring book that Kurt put together. It has a lot of his artwork in here. And could you tell us a little bit about this coloring book?
So this coloring book I came up with when I was, during COVID was when it started. So I started to do more artworks. I did murals inside of buildings and stuff for kids. And then I did a three-dimensional anamorphic drawing of a butterfly here. So like on the corner of a building that you don't see it until you stand in one spot. So you're at the stoplight and it looks like a butterfly. But if you look at it closely, that wall that goes all the way down that street, that wing is elongated. And
it's right on the corner of a building, so the corner is like a 90-degree, but yet from the perspective of the person looking at it, it looks like a full flat visual of a butterfly. Yeah. And that's the kind of effect that Kurt's talking about. So Kurt, let me ask you this. Are you doing any other venues now, or do you have anything coming up that you'll be at? Any events that you might want to mention?
I'm trying to think of what events I would be at. The Marion County Fair puts on a lot of events, so I'll probably be
Are you going to do the fair next year?
I am planning on it.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yes, I think we'll... As far as I know, I mean, we're in the works, and I think
that is so awesome. Well, Kurt, let me just thank you for being here on today's podcast. And I find that chalk artists, very unique skill. A lot of people, you see a lot of, chalk art, and you don't see too many chalk artists. I mean, I went on the internet and I've seen chalk drawings on pavement and so forth. But to know a chalk artist personally, it's quite an honor. So thank you so much for being on today's podcast.
Thank you so much, Mike.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kurt. All right. Thank you so much. Until our next podcast, you stay safe and have a good time and stay out of trouble, you kids.